let's get into this. Let's get into a little LSU basketball with the host of the Boot Up podcast. You know him. You love him. The man, the myth, the legend, Cody Worsham. Cody, what's up, dude?
What's up, T-Bob? I have a question for you.
Go for it.
I watched the Star Wars movies growing up.
Yeah.
I haven't done much with the franchise since.
Yeah.
Where should I jump back in? Is The Mandalorian the place to jump back in?
Okay, well, let's do some qualifiers here. Okay, so you say you watched it growing up. What movies have you seen?
The original trilogy on VHS.
And that's it. No prequel trilogy, no sequel trilogy.
I've seen them, but I didn't get into them.
Okay. I guess, look, okay, the prequels are not going to add a ton to Mandalorian, so you could dive into Mando Season 1 without watching those and not miss out on much. The sequels have their strengths and weaknesses. Certainly Mandalorian is helping to flesh out those a bit, which is kind of interesting. But no, I mean, really, honestly, I would say maybe rewatch that original trilogy with the kids and then dive in. Dive into Mando Season 1. If you wanted to know the best order, in my opinion, to watch the core Skywalker 9, it would be watch episode 4, 5. You get the big reveal at the end of 5 with Vader and Luke.
Yep.
Then you
4, 5.
jump back to 1, 2, 3, and you learn the story of Vader. And then we revisit 6, and we get the Vader and Luke final showdown, right?
I like it.
And then we roll into the sequels. It's called the Machete Order. I did not make that up. Some people will cut episode 2, Attack of Clones, out of the Machete Order. I think that's wrong. So I hope that answers your question, Cody.
It does. I took notes. Thank you.
Well, speaking of taking notes, okay, so you may have a blind spot there. I've had a massive blind spot with this LSU basketball team. And I was shocked when I read a Sports Illustrated article that I knew Cam Thomas had been good. I didn't realize how good. Nearly 25 points a game, 6th in the country in scoring right now. The only true freshman in the top 50 right now. So, like, truly doing unparalleled things and doing it completely under the radar. And so my new mission is to drum up consistent excitement about Thomas, especially, and about this LSU basketball team. What can you tell us about what Cam Thomas is doing that could maybe reel people in even further?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you saw the stat if you read that Sports Illustrated story, but I think LSU basketball tweeted yesterday. He's the first freshman in the last 25 years with 25-plus points in 3 straight games. Like, it just hasn't happened. So what he's doing is unprecedented. And it's one thing to be a volume scorer, right? Like, there's actually people out there who look back at Pete Maravich's career and say, well, like, yeah, he scored a ton of points, but, like, the system was designed for him. He only shot, like, 44% at LSU. He wasn't that efficient. You can't really say that about Cam Thomas. And, by the way, I don't agree with that assessment of Pete Maravich at all. Like, that's slanderous. But I just wanted to use it to make this point. What he's doing is very efficient. His offensive rating is 122.4 right now. That's incredibly efficient. It's probably a top 5 figure in the country for someone on his volume of shooting. His volume of shooting is massive. He's taking shots on 37% of possessions. That's 6th in the country. But he's staying efficient. The reason he's staying efficient more than anything is his ability to get to the free throw line and be super efficient there. It's the most efficient shot in basketball. It's the most efficient play in basketball is to get to the free throw line. He gets to the free throw line a lot. He's shot 50 times so far in 8 games. So do quick math right there. That's a little over 6 a game. And he's making 90% of them. And he hadn't missed one in conference play. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to get to the free throw line a lot and make a lot of free throws, you're going to be efficient. And the scary part is he has room to grow. Like, he's a 40% 3-point shooter when his shot selection's good, when he gets hot. Right now he's at 36% on the season, so that could go up a little bit. He can get to the line more. I think he can get to the line more than 6 times a game. I think he can get it up to 8 or 9. So he's kind of only tapping into his scoring potential, which is pretty incredible for a true freshman.
Well, and what also is incredible, you mentioned the heavy volume of shooting there, and then you look at some of the other players on the team. I mean, right? You got Smart, you got Watford. It's like it's easy on a basketball court for people to become a bit. I don't know if jealous is the right word, but look, everybody wants to make the plays, right? Everybody wants to be that big scorer. So, what does it say about Cam Thomas that he's come in here and he has the confidence in himself to to take that number of shots and take that rollover, and then how have his teammates responded to that? Like, do they support him in this style of play?
Yeah, so I'm going to give a lot of credit to his teammates and to the coaching staff first, and Cam deserves a lot of credit too. But I'm going to start with the coaches and the players. Will did a really incredible job this year of kind of looking big picture at the program and what this season would look like. And I think he knew from the start, like we need to feed Cam Thomas and we need to make him the primary scoring threat and emphasize him even more than we have primary scores in years past. And so that requires buy-in from everybody else. And you look at a Trenton Watford, you look at a Darius Days, you look at a Javonte Smart, all guys who tested the waters last year, could have gone to the draft. Guys that could have been one or two and done, but they came back. And that kind of guy that comes back, typically, what's their mindset? I'm going back to make money. I'm going back to improve my stock,
Yeah.
to score a lot of points, to get the attention of scouts. And those guys are doing that. They're getting the attention of scouts, but they're doing it, one, by being incredibly efficient, and two, by buying into this system and showing leadership and embracing Cam Thomas. Like, there's a lot of teams in the country where a freshman comes in and scores a lot of points, and the upperclassmen just they don't want to have it. This guy hasn't
Yes.
paid his dues. He hasn't been around. There hadn't been a lick of that from LSU so far. I mean, it's been 100% buy-in. They feed Cam. They know that he gets them going. They know that he makes life easier on them. Like, there's a reason that Javonte Smart is shooting 47% from three this year. He's getting better looks because Cam Thomas gets so much attention. There's a reason that Trenton Watford has an offensive rating of, right near 130, and he's getting more assists than ever before. It's because Cam Thomas makes a lot of shots. So they're understanding what's in it for them. They're buying into it. They're leading by example. And then Cam he's got the right mindset to do that. To be a scorer, you have to have no conscience. You have to have a short memory. I think his favorite player is Kobe Bryant, and he's got that Kobe Bryant mentality. You kind of see it in his game with the mid-range game, the fadeaway stuff. But it's really the mentality. He misses 6 in a row. He doesn't care. He's going to make the next 5. So it's just a collective effort from the whole program that they've bought in, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, there's something terrifying, too, about the stone-faced killer, right? Like the impassive killer, the guy who it's just business. It's not even personal. He's just out there tearing you apart because it's just what he is supposed to do. So a good one tonight in the PMAC, Cody, tipping off at 6 p.m. right here, Eagle 98.1. Obviously, okay, so 7-1 Georgia, 6-2 LSU. How do you see tonight's matchup playing out?
Yeah, I mean, LSU, you go up and down the rosters, LSU's got the better roster. What I think we saw against Florida for the first time really all season, even more than that St. Louis game, was one of the problem areas for LSU. It's that 5 spot, right? If you go up against a true 5, how do you handle that? And they struggled with it against Florida. The good thing is that Will Wade, to me, is as good as anybody in the country at addressing these problems, seeing these problems, and finding a solution to them. So I think he'll find a solution. I don't know that Georgia presents that problem necessarily. They do offensive rebound very well, so LSU's got to be good there. And they do get out in transition very well. They're one of the fastest teams in the country, so LSU's got to get back and guard. But I think LSU's going to be fine. I think they're going to come out motivated. Will's had some success against Georgia in the past. If you remember last year, they beat the brakes off of him in the last regular season game.
Yep.
He seems to know how to attack this team in this style in particular. So I think LSU will be in good shape. But they've got some things to fix and some things to address. But I think that's Will's strength. I think Will is one of the best in the country at seeing those things you got to address and addressing them. The key is not letting other fires pop up while you're putting this one out. And so if they can put that fire out is not getting beat in the paint so bad and on the offensive glass, I think they'll be okay.
There you go, Cody Worsham, which, by the way, Cody, most of our guests have horrible pictures that we put up for them. You probably have the best picture. You're in Tiger Stadium. You're looking very sharp in a blazer. You got this wonderful kind of half smile thing going on. You got like a little bit of smoky, sexy eyes going on, just slightly squinted, not too much, just enough.
That's called the magic of Chris Parent, LSU photographer extraordinaire. He can make even me, the most unphotogenic person on the planet, look good in a picture.
It looks truly fantastic. Hey, Cody, tell everybody where they can find your work.
Yeah, boot up the LSU Basketball Podcast anywhere you find podcasts, and LSUsports.net, anything we write is going up there.
Thank you so much, Cody. Can't wait for tonight's game. Look, Cody just laid it out, man. You're witnessing something truly unique, truly special right now. Tune in tonight, 6 p.m. SEC Network, LSU, Georgia.